This romantic feelings card serves as confirmation that your crush is totally crushing on you as well. It feels like there is thick chemistry between the two of you. Other people are able to notice that. If you see this person in like community or group settings, it feels like you might have been questioned by other people, sort of like, is there something going on between the two of you? They've definitely been questioned by other people, like, hey, is there something we should know about? When are you going to sort of share the happy news that the two of you finally got together, or you're dating, or you're talking, whatever that looks like. Like, there's a lot of outside pressure that even if it hasn't been stated directly, it feels like you'd be able to see that, like people watching the two of you when you are in the midst of interaction and conversation, or like the room goes kind of very still. The energy itself definitely changes, and that is because there's this powerful magnetic kind of like connection between the two of you. Even at this point in time where it's just kind of like a mutual crush situation, you change the energy of the rooms that you are in together, because there is true potential, vibrationally speaking, for the two of you to have something that, if you both put in the effort, in the real world, in the 3D sense, to kind of build a relationship the old fashioned way, a realistic way, an organic way, there's a lot of potential between the two of you to have something very successful, and very fulfilling. And even at this stage in the game, that is something which creates like a noticeable sort of ripple effect, energetically speaking, which it feels like this person is aware of on some level, you're aware of on some level, and definitely other people that have like seen the two of you together, seen the two of you interacting, they've caught sight of that as well. That has caught their attention. And it feels like this is not the kind of energy of like envy or jealousy, but it's just something that is very almost startling. It's like a phenomenon almost. It's the kind of thing that it's sort of just, it wouldn't surprise anyone who has seen the two of you together, or like knows the both of you. It wouldn't be surprising if you were to start dating, if you'd get into a romantic connection. It feels like the type of thing that people would be really happy for the two of you. You'd make a really good match for one another. And even at this point in time, there may be people that are like secretly hoping that something more develops between the two of you, because they've seen that kind of like energetic effect. They've seen the way that even if you're not speaking, you're just sort of like standing in the same space, it's kind of like your auras are touching, or communicating in some sort of way. That energetic connection, even of sort of like side glances, or kind of direct eye contact, little bits of conversation, all of that is something that creates a very powerful sort of experience for other people, as I'm sure it does for you, both of you as well. This is something that it feels like is the makings of a very kind of like beautiful potential connection. We also have getting to know each other. So this crush is definitely interested in becoming your friend, or if this is somebody that's already your friend, becoming more than friends. This is somebody that wants to scoot in closer, and have more direct interactions with one another. This is somebody that really looks forward to the times when they will see you. This is somebody, again, that kind of has like taken note of the fact that you have this powerful effect upon them, which is different than other people that they in the past may have been like, oh, they're attractive, or I find that person interesting. It's like you do something to this person that is kind of like, butterflies on steroids almost, but not the kind of thing that sort of makes them feel very ungrounded or imbalanced. But it's just kind of like, yeah, this is a powerful experience for me as well on an energetic level. And that might have been something that has caused them to sort of be a little bit hesitant or to hold back, because they've never experienced anything like that before. Could be something that's like love at first sight, or where they're kind of like developing these feelings. It feels like they're sort of cautious about not tripping into kind of the pit of limerence. This might be somebody who's experienced that in the past. They're familiar with that, or even if they don't have like a term to define that experience with, there's a sense that they really don't want to kind of find themselves within sort of a one-sided experience. And so there is an understanding within them of like, okay, we can't just sit in this realm of fantasy forever. We can't just sit in that experience of like, yeah, there's this powerful energetic connection and it attracts attention from other people. And, the elephant in the room is just me asking you out or us having more conversations or speaking on this directly in some sort of way. They don't want to linger in that energy for too long or for much longer. And so this is somebody that feels like that is working up the courage to step a little bit closer, to start to have more conversations with you or maybe even ask you out on a date. We also have you deserve love. So this person thinks that you're very lovable, you're very cute, you're very fine. This is somebody that, it's like everything about you, it just kind of makes this person feel all gooey inside. They could see themselves falling in love with you, but they understand it's like, well, we need to get to know one another first. We need to, spend some time with one another. It feels like there's not a whole lot of fear that's holding them back. The only sort of fear at this particular point in time is like, okay, I don't want to just like tumble into so much fantasy that I end up putting you on some sort of a pedestal that the reality of who you are as a person doesn't match up with kind of how I've idolized you or idealized you in any sort of way. So they know that like action steps are necessary at this point. Conversations need to take place. There needs to be more direct personal experience because it feels like every time they see you now, every time they're like in close proximity, the energetic like density of this powerful magnetic like connection, it feels like not even attraction, it's like you connect like two magnets, that again sort of like changes the frequency, the energy of the room if you are in kind of that close setting and other people are around, or even if just the two of you alone. That's something that is becoming almost very stifling for them. It keeps increasing. The pressure is building. It's kind of like pushing them forward, sort of like, I need to say something. I need to do something. I can't stand being in this energy of like, there's so much curiosity. There is so much desire. You are so pleasing to the eye. You are so pleasing to my senses that I can't just sit here and, sort of admire and kind of like watch you from afar. I want to get to know you. Said playfulness. Yeah, so a first step forward might be flirting with you. If this is somebody that has been kind of reserved or a little bit quiet, a little bit shy, this is somebody that is like working up that courage to start to flirt, even if it comes forth very awkwardly. It's almost like they don't know what your love language is, so they may try out a variety of them before they come to kind of like the right thing that works for them, that works for you. This is somebody that is kind of like, okay, I know that I'm going to plan everything out down to the last detail, but probably the pressure between the two of us, I'm going to have to improvise in some sort of way. Unexpected things may happen. I'm going to feel very much like I'm in the spotlight when I approach you with this kind of like intention for something more to happen. But again, this is somebody that's like, I can't hold back. The pressure is there. It's noticeable. Other people notice it. It's becoming very conspicuous. There's no way to be kind of like private about this or quiet about this, even if it's like they want to build very slowly with you, kind of behind closed doors, just the two of you. They don't want it to be very public. They just wanted an experience that can be kind of like the intimate stages of beginning something that is just shared between the two of you before all of that goes public. They do also recognize that it's kind of like the pressure is on. They can feel those kind of like the silent hope within other people, like do something, say something, somebody say something. And it's almost kind of like, okay, are you going to be the one to approach first, or am I going to be the one to approach first? And so this is definitely something that's like, if it has to be me, it's going to be me. Great. Okay, let me say something. Let me do something. Let me kind of make that clear, make that known to you that I don't just want to kind of dwell where we are with one another, but I see real potential to, kind of evolve beyond. So the pleasantries that we've exchanged, or maybe this is even somebody that you don't really know very well. And so it's just been a lot of like silence and chemistry. And this is somebody that's like, okay, let's start talking. Let's start hanging out. Let's start spending time with one another. Let's go out on a date. Yeah, we have express your love. So this is somebody that is getting ready for that big conversation, that big speech, that kind of big question. And that might even just be something that's like, how are you doing? That might be a big sort of effort on their part, or something where they've just kind of, kept things very sort of like surface level, very, very kind of casual. They start to flirt. And for them, that's a big deal. That's a big step. That's opening up. It's letting more of their softer side or their silly side be known by you in some sort of way. It almost feels like this person wants to find ways to make you smile or more reasons to make you smile, because when you smile, it dissipates all that pressure. It lifts them up into this place where, again, that kind of like intense butterfly energy, it's like you're riding that same wave with them. When they imagine, what could happen between the two of you, what could develop, it fills them with a sense of happiness. It feels like, yeah, I think that we might have an interesting connection. I think that this might be something very good for the two of us. But this is also somebody, again, that knows I can't just sit there in that energy of like wondering or what if, or, fantasizing like I got to say something, I got to do something, or the moment's going to pass, or I'm going to kind of build up all this sort of possibility and potential. You're going to be kind of an idol to me, and then the reality of who you are, it's going to be a letdown, and I don't want that to happen. So this is somebody that, again, wants to be very proactive. They want to express themselves. They know that they can't hide from this potential for very much longer. They keep finding ways to kind of circle back around to it. They may also be getting a lot of signs and synchronicities as well, kind of like showing up in their world and in their reality, where it's like even in the in-between times of like seeing you or having interactions, it's like they're reminded of you. It's almost kind of like even the universe is sort of tapping them on the shoulder like, hey, approach, say something, do something, break the ice, speak, make your intentions known, lean into that curiosity, open up to the potential of what can develop. So this person is kind of feeling that they have a choice, but almost no choice as far as like taking a step towards you and exploring something more. So, those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.